everyone, and welcome back to another edition of the GNAT-TV News Project Summer Edition. I'm Griff McClellan. Once again, it's my honor to introduce the GNAT-TV News Director, Andrew McKeever.
Thank you. Thank you, Griff. Good to be here. One of the big events that happened last Saturday, June 11th, was a March for Our Lives rally that took place in Manchester.
You and I were both at the event. We saw how many people showed up in support by protesting the current gun laws in this country. The more we can educate ourselves on the seriousness of this issue and the more we can participate in protests and hear everybody's voice, I think change is possible.
It was recently announced that Governor Phil Scott appointed Suzanne Young to Attorney General. Young is filling the vacancy that opened as soon as T.J. Donovan announced earlier this week on Monday that he would be stepping down from the position to pursue other opportunities. Donovan had previously served as Vermont Attorney General since 2017 up until now. And meanwhile, Suzanne Young is a former Deputy Attorney General and previously served as the Secretary of Administration under Phil Scott. Recently, a persistent fire broke out at a Wynn Hall home, destroying the home. Luckily, firefighters were able to respond quickly and nobody was injured. The cause of this incident has yet to be determined, but luckily, everybody is safe. On July 4th, a man named Ivan Hennessy walked down the streets of Brattleboro, Vermont, naked, while doused in fake blood. His intention was to protest the overturning of Roe v. Wade. The Manchester Union Underground baseball team defeated Brattleboro Post 5 on Sunday by a score of 16-15. Vermont Fusion Soccer is still in action as they will be hosting their final home game of the season in just 2 days from now. So July 9th at 5 p.m. at Applejack Stadium, right in the heart of Manchester, they will be playing the Rhode Island Rogues. GNAT-TV.org/events. Right here you can find all sorts of events coming up throughout the next day, week, month, or even many months. Upcoming local events include Saturday Chess at the South Londonderry Free Library, Dog Days 2022, which will be taking place at the Dorset Village Library from 1 to 3. And of course, as always, there will be many farmers markets going on, as well as local play productions at Dorset and Weston. The Dorset Playhouse recently began hosting indoor performances again for the first time since COVID. Weston is airing Shrek the Musical, which will be taking place from now until July 10th. Manchester was hit pretty hard with a massive thunderstorm this past Tuesday afternoon, as many gusts of wind and heavy downpours caused damage among trees and electricity throughout the town. Manchester Library recently appointed Ed Surjan as its new executive director. It was announced by the Board of Trustees from the library. Meanwhile, Surjan previously served as library director of a prep school in Connecticut and will officially assume his new role come mid-August. It was recently announced that legendary MLB player and sports announcer Jim Kaat was recently inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, just last week. Kaat played 25 seasons in the MLB, spanning from 1959 until 1983, playing for 5 different teams, most notably the Washington Senators, who later became the Minnesota Twins. He also won his first and only World Series ring with the St. Louis Cardinals back in 1982. Throughout his career as a pitcher, he was a 3-time All-Star. He recorded a whopping 283 career wins, which is currently 31st all-time. He also won a whopping 16 Gold Gloves in his career. To COVID news, Vermont's COVID cases have remained pretty low statewide. However, the booster progress has fallen behind, according to the website VT Digger. While cases have remained low, hospitalizations have increased slightly over the past few weeks. There were 49 new hospitalizations last week statewide, compared to only 33 the week before. Despite this increase, Vermont still has the lowest case rate and hospitalization rate in the entire country. Additionally, Vermont hasn't reported any COVID deaths in the last 2 weeks either. In terms of boosters, the CDC recommends that everyone age 17 and above should have at least 1 booster dose by now.
while people 50 and older should have a second booster dose.
The town of Manchester recently officially opened Skinner Point Park, which is located right between Depot Street and Center Hill Road. This was a project created by local Eagle Scout Charlie Levine. On Friday, I got to witness this event. It was pretty incredible. We had an impressive turnout among community members. Hollywood actor Ezra Miller, who is going to be playing the role of DC Comics superhero The Flash in an upcoming film set to be released in 2023, was recently accused of stealing liquor bottles from a Stamford home, which is a small town located in Bennington County. And according to the Manchester Journal, he was caught and identified via surveillance cameras, as well as statements from witnesses.